Working on my Stompy bug, and I haven't even started the cockpit. I just finished the video about scratch building some details for the cockpit. This morning I'm going to start on the video for actually painting the cockpit. But one of the things that I talk about a lot is having a test mule, a test piece sitting around that you can do stuff with. And one of the things I want to do on that Storm Beetle is I want to finish it in some camo colors. I'm probably going to use German colors to just kind of be, Mach-A canon. But I haven't decided that. I may go off script for that. But I plan to finish it probably in a green color and then maybe some camo pattern on it. But I want to apply like a winter whitewash to it. But I want it to look like it's fairly worn and, that it's towards the end of winter and it's been worn down a lot. Now, in the past, I haven't done a lot of winter camos. I've used oils and enamels and things like that, and of course they work good. But what I haven't used is acrylics, and so I want to try and use acrylics. So this is what I'm showing you here is the process that I go through whenever I'm doing some experiments on my test mule to see how this is going to work in terms of application. And I've used this model for, well, you can tell I've used it for loads of things. You've probably seen it in a few videos. I use it for things on video, use it for a lot of things off video. I think that was the first time I used contrast paint right there. So there's a lot of things that go on with this. But what I want to try to make things go a little faster is some of this Vallejo Model Wash. Now I know how the Model Wash behaves. I've used it a lot. I like Vallejo Model Wash a lot. I've always been a fan of it since I started using it, but I'm becoming a bigger fan the more I use it because it's just a really good product. So what I want to do is just start applying some of this in just different ways and see, okay, how legit of a winter whitewash can I get out of this thing? I'm going to put some on and just see how it covers. Now, if you're thinking, well, but you're not using green, yeah, that's okay. I can get an idea of how transparent it's going to dry from how it works on this. Sometimes I don't need it to be exact. I just need a basic idea of how well it's going to behave in application. Now I hit it real quick with the hair dryer. See, that's why I like using the Vallejo washes. You can get oils to dry fairly fast. And enamels, putting them on thin, using something like the Oil Expert from VMS, things like that. But acrylics really dry. As I apply the heat to it, I can tell, okay, this thing's going to do what I expect it to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little Vallejo airbrush thinner. I want to run another test. Again, this is something I've done, but I want to see the effect on where I put the winter whitewash. But I'm going to damp off some Vallejo airbrush thinner on my brush. And I just want to see how that streaks. Yeah, that looks good. That's looking good. I think I can make use of that. Now let's see what happens if I do this to randomize it. Yeah. Okay. This is telling me what I need to know. And I'm showing this in real time, not out of laziness for filming or anything like that. But I want to show you the process I go through just to check how something works. So that you can see it's not anything you know, super special in terms of how I do it. And if you're wondering where that brown color came from, I think there was still some color in this brush, and I didn't clean it good, and it's getting in there, but that's all right too, because I want the winter wash to be dirty. But I just want to see as I build up layers. As I build up the layers, how opaque does it become? Because I don't want it to cover up everything that I'm going to do underneath. Here's another experiment. I don't want it to cover up everything that I do underneath. I want areas to have very solid whitewash on top of it, and I may use paint to do some of that. But the basis of this whole thing is going to need to be this thin wash, and taking advantage of that quick drying property of it. Now what I was doing there was I was saying, okay, what's the effect of airflow on it? And you saw how, I mean, I knew it would push it, but I wanted to see what it would do. Like it tells me, you know, that there's a little pooling right there. So can I clean that up? Yep. That's what I wanted to see. And I do this a lot on this model or some others. Just to see how is something going to work. Is it going to look like I want? Here I can add a little bit of a pattern to it while it's still wet. And you see I'm living dangerously. I'm going to have to be careful when I do this that I don't get too much thinner on the model, because it could take off the paint below. But this process, and I'll go ahead and finish this up. Hang on, let me dry this. This process is telling me what I need to know about how that wash product is going to work as a winter wash. And you know, I get the question a lot. How do you get experience? Well, you get experience by doing stuff. And this is one of the ways that I do stuff that may not be exactly building and painting and things like that, but it's just playing with a product to get it to the point that I can see, okay, how's it going to behave on the real model, and then go from there. So hope this has been helpful. In just kind of insight into the process I try to use.